Welcome to Klap, the cultural magazine. In issue 0, we bring you back to origins, starting with young upcoming talent Ornett, who shares with us her first steps into the world of music. We discuss soul, jazz, and good vibes at Brasserie Charbon before introducing Klap's own origin, Paris. The workshops of the French Institute at the Sèvres factory provided the dreamlike setting for the main fashion shoot. On our way home, Klap couldn't resist a baguette break. The focus shifts from the lyrical drama of the shoot to a global phenomenon. Through imagery, Klap provides a closer look at the current financial climate and the painful Greek crisis. Through the various themes of issue 0, the story of Klap begins. Now it's time to clap.
Musique.
Music.
It's time to clap.
We don't say no, please don't go, you turned it crazy tonight.
Moi je faisais des petits ponts, j'appelais ça en fait une note et j'en sautais une, je jouais l'autre, je sautais une, je jouais l'autre, je jouais l'autre, je jouais l'autre. Donc je faisais des petits ponts avec les doigts comme ça. Et puis surtout j'allais dans les graves et je jouais très fort et je disais que c'était l'orage. Après j'allais dans les aigus. Et je disais que c'était la pluie et après j'allais sous le piano et j'allais gratter dans les cordes en disant que j'étais dans un château hanté. Moi je trouve que ma voix elle amène quelque chose d'assez soul. J'avais envie d'amener une teinte plus colorée, quoi, plus solaire en fait, que je retrouve dans la pop. Et dans les trucs que j'écoute, il y a tout le temps plein d'influences. J'écoute plein de choses, après je reviens tout le temps aux albums de Beck. Combiner des musiques urbaines à un lyrisme post-pop que j'aime beaucoup, qui en fait me parle pas mal, parce qu'au final, voilà, moi j'ai grandi avec les Beastie Boys aussi. et en même temps les Beatles, et donc il y a une espèce de besoin de retrouver un peu et des trucs durs de la société et des choses plus lyriques. J'avais envie d'essayer de pousser l'album dans cette direction-là, tout en retrouvant le noyau qui était le piano-voix, qui était là où en fait j'ai découvert et les chansons et le fait que en fait j'allais chanter.
My heart's big enough for you and
Qu'ils vivent longtemps. À chaque fois que je chante, je me dis mais c'est incroyable, c'est incroyable. À chaque fois je suis contente, mais c'est totalement incroyable.
C'est fou.
C'est tellement émouvant que. Et puis, c'est la première fois que je sors un disque où il y a autant de gens qui travaillent dessus.
Art.
Art.
Gastronomie.
Food.
it seems like every story told about us isn't meant to be. We fly where winds go all the way back home to me. But what I'm thinking of just this time, why don't you lay your head down in my arms, in my arms. Lay your head down in my arms, in my arms.
Mode.
Fashion.
Actualité.
News.
In all, the government will cut spending by 30 billion euros, equivalent to 13% of GDP. In doing so, it hopes to reduce Greece's deficit from 13.6% last year to 3% in 2014.
Well, basically, these guys have taken on too much sovereign debt.
It was close to 8% of the GDP. When you compare that to countries like the Ukraine, it's 11%. If you compare that to Romania, it's 13%. If you compare that to Bulgaria, it's nearly 25%.
Times. He notes that Greece, of course, is in trouble because it spent too much money, as has another country battling the financial crisis, the United States. Ferguson points out that according to White House budget projections, the national debt will exceed 100% of GDP in 2 years.
Moody's, S&P, and Fitch made billions of dollars giving high ratings to risky securities. Moody's, the largest rating agency, quadrupled its profits between 2000 and 2007.
AAA-rated instruments mushroomed from just a handful to thousands and thousands.
Express our opinion.
Our ratings are our opinions. They're opinions.
Europe's ongoing struggle to save the euro has been dealt another blow, as Portugal has had its debt downgraded to junk status.
Across Asia, a stock market nosedive after news of the U.S. government's credit rating downgrade.
They're the last people in the world who ought to have credibility.
I don't get it. It doesn't make sense what S&P did. In Omaha, and this is a quote, the U.S. is still AAA rated.
There was this very striking commitment made by the political leaders that they would continue to support the country and any country under a program.
European leaders say that we will do everything what is required to save the Eurozone. It is very simple. We mean it.
Britain has been put on a draconian diet of 81 billion pound cuts.
As the French Prime Minister announces some 12 billion euro worth of cuts.
So we have to either raise taxes on income or raise taxes on something else in order to finance the deficit.
Cinéma.
Cinema.
The clashes between the police and the protests are still going on. You can see just up here, we're on the front line. You can see the clashes between the police and the protests is still going on. You can see just up here, you've got the police. I want to film that. Film it. Are you still filming? Are you still filming, Roma? Yeah. Roma, you still filming? Okay. We're on the main street right now. It's very hard to film because even the protesters who are here don't want us to see this happening here on Hagma Square. Right at this very moment, there is absolute chaos on the streets. The police all over the place. We were writing exactly what's going on at the moment. The police trying to disperse the crowd. That violence still breaking out. But we've actually been stopped by a lot of the people on the streets. We've seen those people dressed in black with the gas masks on. They really don't want anyone to film it. It seems that they're the people who are behind, actually provoking the police. And people still moving back onto the central square, even though you can hear the tear gas still being set off by the police. They turned out to protest against these proposed austerity measures. They're angry about the economic situation that's been happening in their country and they want an end to it. But we heard that they really didn't want the protest to turn violent until at least the end of June. But you can just see the chaos happening here on Hagma Square, right at this very moment. Cannot breathe. The huge numbers of people who are caught up in this as well. Really quite scary. Tens of thousands of people have turned out onto the streets today to protest. As you can see at the moment, people are really not too sure exactly what's going on. So the situation at the moment is certainly escalating. You can see right now up here the police moving in again. Quite possibly that's going to be another round of tear gas. That's up there, you can see that happening. And the people, they're throwing stuff into the crowd. They're trying to push the people back at the moment. Yeah, you can see them moving in at the moment. It looks like they're going to set up another round of tear gas. They've got it in their hands right now. These are the people who are provoking those. They're not actually a part of the protest. The protesters said they wanted it to be peaceful. So we're going to have to stop and move further back.
Αυτό να πάρει, παιδιά. Αυτό εδώ. Yes, drink it. Okay, drink it. It's medicine, drink it. Παιδιά, θα συνέλθει τώρα με αυτό, θα πάρει ανάσα.
Blue jeans, white shirt, walked into the room, you know you made my eyes burn. It was like James Dean, for sure. You're so fresh to death and sick as cancer. You were sort of punk rock, I grew up on hip hop, but you fit me better than my favorite sweater. And I know